I'm going to be ranking the best cards right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. We have a tier list here ranking from S that goes all the way down to D tier, and we have about the top 50, maybe 55 cards in the game, including all the positions. I do think these are the top 55 cards around in My Team. So let me know in the comment section down below, which is your favorite card to be running right now in the game, and of course, let me know what you guys would change about my tier list. But looking at the first card here of the 55, I do think Dark Matter Bob Pettit is probably going to be somewhere in the B, maybe A tier category. I think B tier is fair for Bob. He's 6'9" at the small forward position, 7-foot wingspan, and his stats and his badges are super complete. Like defensively, 95 block, 90 steal, 92 lateral quickness, 94 perimeter, 97 interior defense. He's got tons and tons of good Hall of Fame defensive badges. I'm not the biggest fan of his jump shot, to be honest with you. I think it's an okay release. I just don't think it's great, but he does have some pretty good dribble sig. So I'm gonna go Bob Pettit and B tier for now. But then this is where it already gets kind of tricky. Do you go AK and B tier? I think AK is probably still an A tier card, just in general. So I'm gonna go AK in the A tier spot just because of his defense. I think he's got a better jump shot than Bob, and also maybe slightly better dribble sigs. That really just comes down to preference. Giannis, I think at this time of the year, a little bit outdated card compared to the other top small forwards and power forwards in my team. So yes, he's still got great size, and I will say this right now, any card in D or C are still going to be some of the best cards in my team and super elite at their position, just maybe not going to be comparable to a card like Dark Matter Bol, who I do think is one of the best cards in my team, and I think you got to throw Bol somewhere in the S tier category. He's 7'2" at the small forward position. He's got a 7'7" wingspan, and just one of the more glitchy player models in the game. He's got 40 Hoff badges, basically perfect stats. You look at his animations, he's got the Kyle Lowry size up, the tray escape. He's got a pretty good jump shot on very quick timing. I mean, just all around is such a glitch at the small forward position that I do think he's going to be somewhere in the S tier category. Gilbert Arenas, I'm not going to lie, I'm throwing him in C tier. I think Gilbert Arenas is actually a very underrated point guard in the game. I think it's mainly just due to his jump shot and how fast of a card he is. He's only 6'4" at the point guard position with a 6'9" wingspan, so he definitely is going to be undersized, but this jump shot is so fast and it's so easy to green. And then he's also got some great dribble sigs. He moves really quick on the court. He's great at getting to the basket with the quick drops off one. He's got the front clutches. He's got the tray leaner. I mean, the card all around is a very good offensive point guard, and I do think is a slightly better all around card than the Dark Matter Giannis. Bill Russell, I think whatever tier you put AK in, I think you got to put Bill Russell. I think they're very similar small forwards. I do think AK is slightly better, but not by a whole tier, where I do think Bill Russell and AK are a whole tier above Bob Pettit. Not saying that they're a ton better, but just I do think there's a decent gap between the cards, mainly just due to their defense and their defensive animations in game. I would throw J.R. Smith probably in the B tier category. I really wish he had a better jump shot because the card moves really well in game. Like, he's 6'6" at the point guard position, 6'10" wingspan. I like the D-Mitch size up in the tray escape. I think the combo is really good. He's got the Dame behind the back, quick drops off one, front clutches. It's just the jump shot's a little bit questionable with his own base and his own uppers. So I do think J.R. Smith's still a great point guard in my team, but I do think he's going to be in B tier. Next card is going to be LeBron. I am a big LeBron fan. I love using LeBron cards in my team, but just until he gets his new Invincible or new Dark Matter, and if he gets a new jump shot and better dribble sigs, he's going to have to be in the D tier category. Still a great small forward card that I still enjoy using, when I get to use LeBron. He's still great at going to the basket. He plays good defense, and him and Giannis have those hidden, defensive tendencies, animations, whatever you want to call it, that they do play way better in game than what they show on the stats and the badges and that type of stuff. So I do think LeBron and Giannis still very usable cards in my team. I just think they're going to be in the D tier category. Joel Embiid, I might go C tier. He's not a bad power forward by any means. It's just he's not on the level of some of the top power forwards in the game that I do think he's probably going to be in the C tier category. Dark Matter Manute Bol, easy S tier. The best card in my team, 7'7", 8'5" wingspan, one of the best player models, if not the best player model in my team. He runs super fast, even though he's only got 83 speed, 83 acceleration. In game, he just moves so quick on the court. It feels like he's got 90 plus speed, and if you do have a coach and a shoe boost, you can actually get him up to, actually in the 90s, and then it feels like he's pretty much got max speed. They've actually added all these coaches. That's actually cool. I didn't realize that. But yeah, if you have a coach which is pace and space as a diamond, like a Sabrina or Monty Williams, that's going to get you up to an 88 speed. And then if you give him a +4 for the diamond shoe boost, he can have a 92 speed, which pretty much feels like max speed on Manute Bol. So he's such a fast card for being 7'7" with an 8'5" wingspan. And I do think all around is the best card in the game. Big Z, I kind of want to go A tier. I think you kind of have to go A tier just because of his size at the small forward and shooting guard position. Being 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan, he just creates so many mismatches on the offensive end, and he's going to be a very good interior defender because of his size. I think Vince Carter is probably also going to be in the A tier category. I think he's a great offensive shooting guard. He's got an amazing jump shot with the Kyle Kuzma base, the Vince Carter upper, now on very quick timing. He's also now got the Steve Francis size up instead of the Fox size up, so that's a pretty big upgrade. And all around, I think he's probably an A tier shooting guard. Maybe not on the T-Mac level, maybe not on the Terry Dishinger level, but I do think he's a very good offensive shooting guard. Next card here is going to be Chet Holmgren, and I think him and Bol Bol are basically the same card. I actually do prefer Bol Bol a little bit more. I think they're very similar cards. Once again, like I said, they're very, very similar. I do like Bol Bol a little bit more because of his player model. Chet does look like 6'10" or 6'11" in game, where I feel like Bol Bol actually looks a little bit taller than 7'2", but very similar cards. I do think they're both going to be in the S tier category. I just think Bol Bol moves a little bit better and also does have a better jump shot. Ben Simmons, I don't know if you go S tier. I think he's really close to being in the S tier. I mean, okay, he's probably the best point guard in the game for me, so I feel like if you're the best at your position, I think you have to be in the S tier category. I just love Ben's size. Pause. I love Ben's size in game because of his defense. 6'11" at the point guard position, 7' wingspan. He brings elite level defense to the table, and just that size, rebounding ability, that player model is super elite to have at the point guard position. And he does get some of the best slashing animations in the game, so really good at attacking the basket, draws a lot of fouls, gets a lot of and one calls, and just finishes at the rim at a very high level. Next card is going to be Cedric Maxwell. A very hard card to rank because at small forward, I think he's probably B tier. I still think he's got an amazing jump shot, 6'8" at the 3. He does have a really good jump shot, like I mentioned, with the O'Shea base, the Rudy Gay upper on very quick timing. The Melo size up isn't the best, but he does move really well in game. It's just, is he on AK's level? Is he on Bill Russell's level? I'm not 100% sure. Let me know if you guys would put Cedric Maxwell in the A tier category. I do think he's more on the Bob Pettit level, but maybe I'm underrating him a little bit. D-Rob, I'm gonna throw probably in B tier alongside Dwight Howard. I think both these guys are slightly better than Joel Embiid, and same thing with Dirk Nowitzki. I don't think there's a huge difference, between a Joel Embiid and a Dirk, but Dirk's got an amazing jump shot, really elite on offense. Dwight Howard, one of the best player models and defenders in the game at the power forward position, and then D-Rob just does everything at a super high level, and I do like his jump shot a lot more than Joel Embiid's. Taco Fall, is he still an S tier card? Because he's not the best power forward, that's Manute Bol, but he's still one of the more OP and glitchy cards in my team, so I think for now, I gotta put him at least in the S tier category. Maybe he does get moved down later in the video, but like I mentioned, 7'6" at the power forward position, 8'2" wingspan. I mean, still one of the more overpowered and just glitchy, cards at the power forward position. Hakeem Olajuwon, once again, I think is on the Dwight Howard, on the Dirk Nowitzki level, on the D-Rob level. I think all these guys probably going to be in B tier. Jalen Green, I don't know if I even like this card more than Gilbert Arenas. I think they're probably going to be in the same tier, in the C tier category. I just don't know if Jalen Green's really that great in my team. I think his jump shot's very questionable, but I think because of his athleticism, his speed, and just his ability to get downhill, I'll throw him at least in the C tier category. Jokic, easy A tier card, no debate about it. 1000% going to be in the A tier category. You can definitely make an argument he's better than Ben Simmons, but I do value Ben Simmons' size and defensive animations just a little bit more than Jokic's, but Jokic has a great jump shot, and all around is just one of the best cards in my team. Dikembe Mutombo, I would say, is also an A tier. Still got great size at the center position, can block shots, rebound, contest shots, and does have a pretty knockdown release. KG also going to be an A tier. I'm not sure if these guys are in the S tier category. I mean, KG, one of the best small forwards. I think he's probably number 3 after Chet and Bol Bol, just because of his size. His defense is super elite at that small forward position, and he can also play shooting guard if you really want to run that tall, super cheesy lineup. So he does, have a little bit of a versatility there, with his two positions. So I think KG is going to be in the A tier category. category. Kevin Durant, on the other hand, is going to be in D tier. I mean, once again, just like LeBron, you can still use Kevin Durant and have a lot of success with him. It really just comes down to the user. Like, if you're good with KD, you can still cook and he can still be one of the best small forwards for you personally. I just think for overall, comparing him to the other best small forwards like a KG, Bill Russell, AK, Big Z, I just don't think he's going to be as good as those guys at the small forward position. KP, another obvious A tier card. I think 1000% going to be at least in the A tier category. I'm not sure if he's S tier still, but great all-around big man, 7'3" with an amazing jump shot. Just overall super glitchy. Kobe, once again, same thing as Kevin Durant, LeBron, and Giannis. Just doesn't have that new card. Once he gets an invincible, if he gets an updated jump shot and he gets better dribble sigs, he can easily be one of the best shooting guards in the game. Just for now, gonna have to be in D tier. Brook Lopez, I kind of want to put in A tier as well. I might go B tier for Brook. I think he's got an amazing jump shot, great size at the center position. I really do like his jump shot, but I'll keep him in B tier for now. Luka Doncic, got to go right beside Jokic. I think it really just comes down to preference. MJ, I think also got to be an A tier. Another elite offensive point guard. Like, you can still make the argument that MJ is the best point guard in the game. I would personally take Jokic, take Luka, and take, a card like Ron Artest and Ben Simmons, but all very close between those point guards that I think MJ still got to be in the A tier category. Manu Ginobili, I think, is slightly worse than those type of point guard cards, and I think he's going to be on the same tier as J.R. Smith. They are basically the same point guard in my opinion, both going to be elites on the offensive end. And I do think Manu might be slightly better than J.R. Smith just because of his jump shot. Marc Gasol, I kind of want to go A tier for Mark, but I will go B tier. I think he's slightly worse than Kristaps and slightly worse than Dikembe Mutombo. But I don't know, maybe he goes up to A tier later in the video, but I think for now going to be in B tier. Looking at Yao Ming, easily going to be in the S tier category. I think his Galaxy Opal probably also will be an S. I just want to have the cards in the same tier. They're basically the same card, and I do think Yao Ming is still a better center than Kristaps, Dikembe, and still one of the more glitchy cards in my team. But yeah, Yao Ming, the hero one, definitely going to be in the S tier category. Alonzo Mourning is actually really elite. I like Alonzo Mourning a lot. I'm gonna throw him in the A tier category. Maybe a little bit shocking to some people, but I think this card's still an amazing power forward card. 6'10" with a 7'6" wingspan. Pretty much perfect stats and badges. I mean, all around, everything's mostly above a 95. Jump shot's great with the John Wall base, the Rudy Gay upper, on very quick timing. He moves like a guard with the D Mitch size up, the tray escape. He's got such good dribble sigs, and overall, he plays like a really good guarding game, but can also still be an elite level defender. Peter, I think, is probably... Is he B tier? I think he's on the same tier as like a Marc Gasol or a Brook Lopez. I might have to move some of these cards down to C tier because we just have so many cards in B and A. I think Kareem is probably B. I don't think he's got the best jump shot in the game. I would take Kristaps over him. I would take Dikembe and maybe even Marc Gasol and Brook Lopez over a card like Kareem just because of his jump shot. Ricky Davis, I think you got to go in B tier for now. Still has an amazing release, a great offensive shooting guard. Just lacks a little bit of defense, but I still think Ricky Davis can get the job done at that shooting guard position. Ron Artest, another A tier card. I think he's on the same tier as a Michael Jordan, as a Luka Doncic, as a Nikola Jokic. Plays elite level defense in my team, one of the best point guard defenders, and also does have a great jump shot. Sabonis, I will say, is probably C tier. Don't like his jump shot really that much. I think it's a super slow release and very hard to agree with, but I will say he's still probably a C tier card. Shea, I want to go probably B. I think he might be like on the Manu Ginobili or J.R. Smith level. He's definitely not an A tier because he's not as good as like a Ron Artest and MJ Luka, but I do think Shea's going to be somewhere in the B tier category. Brian Scalabrine, I would say A. I think he's on the AK-47, Bill Russell, KG type of level because of this man's dribble sigs. Like, he's got the best sigs in the game for a 6'9" small forward. He's got the Steve Francis size up. He's got the tray escape, Dame behind the back. He's got the quick drops off one, front clutches. He's got perfect defensive tendencies. He's got all around great stats and badges, and then also does have an elite level jump shot with the Harrell base, the Trae Young upper on very quick timing, is the exact same jump shot as Jonathan Bender. So he's just going to be an elite all around small forward, pretty much a perfect card. So I do think Scalabrine going to be an A tier alongside Steve Smith. Maybe not the Tracy McGrady's of the world, maybe not the Terry Dishingers that we'll get to here in a second, but I still think Steve Smith's going to be in the A tier category. Thurl Bailey, I might go high B or low A. I still think, I think Thurl Bailey's A. I think he's on the same tier as an AK-47 just because of his size, his jump shot super elite, his defense is really good, and does play like a way better version of Giannis. Tim Duncan, I would say is C tier. I don't really like this card's release, to be honest. I'm not sure if he's as good as like Dwight, Hakeem, Dirk. So I do think Tim Duncan's going to be on the Joel Embiid type of level at the power forward position. Now talking about these next 4 shooting guards, I think they're all going to be in the S tier category. Invincible T-Mac, probably the second or third best card in the game. I mean, the man's got what, 55 Hall of Fame badges? I think that's what it is. 55 hops, 8 on gold. So every single badge in the game except for Vice Grip. 6'8" at the 2. He's got perfect stats, like literally 99 in every single category, pretty much. And then he also has his release on very quick timing now instead of on quick. And then he does still have those great dribble sigs. Maybe they could have boosted his tendencies a little bit more. I want to see, does he have like boosted tendencies compared to this version? Because I think both these guys are going to be in the S tier category. But let me just quickly check. Does this one have a lot worse tendencies? Okay, so that's actually a pretty decent upgrade as well. The fact that the Invincible does have, 85 in the defensive tendencies, I do think that will make a slight difference on the defensive end, but mainly just those badges, those animations, getting his release on very quick timing will make him slightly better than the Dark Matter. Terry Dischinger, Tim Thomas, both got to be in the S tier category. Still some of the best shooting guards in the game, elite level jump shots, and some of the best offensive cards in my team. And then Wilt Chamberlain, I will say, is going to be in C tier. Still brings great size at the center and power forward position. I just don't like the card's jump shot, so I do think he's probably going to be in C. But how many cards do we have in S? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 cards going to be in the S tier category. I think all of these cards deserve to be in S. This is going to be my A tier, my B tier, my C tier, and my D tier category as well. I could maybe move some cards around, like maybe drop a Peter down to C. Maybe some of these power forwards could drop down to C tier as well. But yeah, that's going to do it for my best cards tier list in NBA 2K23 My Team. Let me know in the comment section down below, what would you guys change about it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.